You be so tough around women, but when a man approach you, you start backtracking. You start making.
Say, man, I ain't even say that.
Yeah,
Cuz.
Now you want to be cool and try to clarify, like what I really was saying. Yeah, because you know how she was. She be like,
but you're actually right, and ironically, you see that a lot on social media.
Yep.
Where men will have so much beef. Well, I don't say men. Where a man will have so much beef with a woman, but then when a man steps in to say something, they ain't got nothing for bruh. Nothing.
Which is
like they scary as hell.
The weakest shit in the world.
Right? It's super disgusting.
But it's most men though nowadays. And I feel like
I don't be hanging around these kind of males. No, so I don't know.
It's not about hanging around. Like,
I don't know them is what I'm saying.
When you approach them, I can't even speak about this because then that's gonna make me look sick, crazy. But
yeah, let's move on.
You know, you just can tell. What I'm trying to say to stay on topic is those men are typically more like a woman, right? Where
so they're already like a woman.
They're already like a woman, yes.
Not they turned into one because
they've been like a woman to get in the position with the woman. They've been like a woman.
Exactly.
You feel what I'm saying? So now it's like, all right, da 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 da.
So men just want to be women. That's what you just said.
I believe. Not want to be. I believe that men are overly. Some men have only been surrounded by women, so they are already like a woman because that's the only example that they have.
That's fair.
And because that's the only example that they have, plus now society incentivized being more aligned with women, then now he's like empowered in being like a woman. So now you have this man who's not a man. Well, he's a male, you know, who's been raised by his mother and two sisters. He had no males in his house. He had zero. And now he goes out into the real world as an adult. What do you think his behaviors emulate?
Purses.
Well, maybe not purses, but
Definitely
it could be
purses.
close to it, right?
I don't care what y'all young niggas is talking about.
Like the crossover bags.
Nigga, we've got pockets. We've had pockets since jeans
and
were
hoodies.
around. Pockets and hoodies. You're doing the cross bags, call them cross bodies, and I keep my gun in here and I keep my money in here. You're wearing a purse. It is a purse.
Yeah, because I have my gun right here. That's what he's saying.
I don't understand. It's a purse. And
y'all
y'all do everything with the tight pants and the purses.
Well, see, but see, Alan, that's the difference. And I think that has to do with like, I won't even say men, I'll say people these days. Because you have a lot of people, they gonna let you talk. They gonna be like, all right, keep playing. Keep playing. You know, like they gonna let you just go about your business for a little bit until you do or say that one thing. And now it's a battery in their back. And now there's no turning back. But they gave you ample amount of time and opportunity to like, just act normal. Just shut the fuck up. Just be a respectable person, you know, but you over here doing the most.
What actually is happening is that we are way more turned. The switch turns on way faster than your generation.
Yeah.
And it's so fast that everybody's endangered and everybody's literally walking on eggshells.
Yeah.
And because there is no type of emotional regulation to understand the situation.
Yep.
And this is a real thing. Like I had a situation inside the grocery store. A dude dropped his shit and I didn't even want to go grab a cart.
Not even Whole Food. You in that Whole Food?
No. I'm gonna tell you. I told stay right here in this aisle. I'm gonna go right across to go grab the little pickup carts. So I did it. I didn't even want to do it. I did it. I came back and the guy was in front of him and he was putting something like in his arms. So immediately, you know, all this weird shit going on with older men and kids. I'm like, what's going on? Like, but I know how I said it and I know how my eyes look, right? And I know how I get. And he's like, oh, no, he was just helping me. So I'm like, all right, come on, Casey, let's go. And I'm like, what you mean? He's like, you know, he dropped it. He says back hurt, so I just picked it up for him. I was like, all right, that's cool. We just continued to shop. I got in the parking lot. I'm walking in the parking lot, and he's actually so happens to be right next to me. He's like, hey, man, listen, I don't want any problems. You know, little man, I got a bad back. Little man was just being a gentleman and helping me out. And I was like, no, listen, it's all right. That's how I raised him to you know what I'm saying, if he sees somebody that needs help, help him. But I just didn't know what the situation is and the way it looked like with my 9-year-old and an older man. Nowadays, I got to really question everything. And he was like, no, I understand. But, you got to also understand that these young guys nowadays, they're impulsive. They go to their car and they just shoot.
I do think for next time it might be a good idea to talk about, because it was like on some John Q type shit. Like how would people react if like it was their like partner, their spouse in a position like that and they ain't got nothing to lose. So if they kill this person that caused this harm to their spouse, like, is that something that a person would be willing to do? I just want to say one thing just to close out. I think that while I disagree with that young lady, man, I think that
Aaron, again.
I do think that like we don't want to like discourage men from being able to talk and communicate and regulate their emotions. Because I'm sorry, like compared to like our boomer parents, we live in a very different time. We are so overly stimulated. We are so stressed. We are so burnt out. We are so tired. And so it's sort of unfair to make the comparison of like, even you versus your boomer dad, Like it's just not a fair comparison. And I think that
Yeah, we're in tough times.
I
right
think
now.
they lived in better. Well, so this is the
It's a
thing.
beautiful thing.
I believe, notwithstanding all whatever y'all talking about when men were men, at the end of the day, it's important for men to be able to communicate with the people that they share their homes with, the people that they share offices with, their lives with. First of all, communication is about how it's accepted and how you have to communicate for the person who is taking it in. Because if you communicate one way and it's like saying, oh, I'm gonna talk to you in Spanish, but you only speak French. Why would I communicate to you in Spanish?
Shit, if you yelling at me in French and I only speak Spanish, I understand you cursing me out.
But how?
Through the body language, maybe you pointing in my face, maybe spit coming out your mouth, you yelling with your delivery. I think it's important to understand the communication on both genders.
What did I just say?
Yeah. I don't think, well, I do, did you say that?
I
I'm
said,
not
yeah.
sure. But the
Is
thing
that what
is,
you're laughing at too?
in order to do that, a man's way of communication has to be accepted first and not manipulated. So if a man typically communicates through physical, I guess like facial body language, facial reactions, or just, responses even without words, maybe just walking away, that has to be understood. I don't think that men are as focused when it comes as focused on being learned as it is women.